Welcome to the media chat room where the celebrity headlines are talking. Y'all, we are back with another live behind the headlines. And tonight, y'all, we will be talking about the actual allegations that were made up or that were exposed by Raz B maybe about 2 or 3 years ago when he brought it all to light. And now we're going to stamp that with a confirm. So before we get into it, I'm going to need everybody who come into the chat room to like and share the video so that anybody else who's interested in hearing this story can help that will help them to find us. Also, make sure that if you are not subscribed to the channel, subscribe and then turn on your notification bells so that y'all know when we drop our next video and go live. So, y'all, it is late. I already know, but thank anybody who is out there watching because we do have some viewers out there. Hi, Linnell. Nice to see you, girl. So, y'all, this one is a hot one. They've been talking about this all weekend. So over the weekend, y'all, Chris Stokes has entered back into the headlines because he is being exposed by his ex-wife, who is confirming all the actual allegations that have been made about him in the past. So his wife name is Monye Martin. Some of them pronounce it Manye, but I'm gonna pronounce it Monye. That's how y'all. They was married about 2004 to about 2009. Now some people are calling her a beard because of all the allegations that surrounded around Chris Stokes. Now for anybody out there who is listening or who may not know, Chris Stokes, he's the former manager of B2K. Now, B2K, they were very hot back in the 2000s, the early 2000s, and they're more like the millennial group. They were the black millennial group of the 2000s, like the Black in Sync. So he was their manager pretty much. And so they had 4 members in the group, and a lot of things came out about 2 years ago of allegations surrounding him and the things that he did to some of the members in the group. So Monye, she just basically randomly popped up out the sky, dropped down, and let the little birdie go ahead and write her little Instagram tweet and said that she's been married to Chris Stokes back in 2004, and just days before she gave birth to her for a child, he had faced some accusations of actual acts that she knows to have been true, but parties are unwilling to come forward and confirm them. Now, we will go over some of the people who have confirmed them and some of the other allegations that have been spoken about. I can confirm that he committed these acts, and it begins with acknowledging what I didn't want to accept. I married a predator of such crimes. Now it's time for me to liberate my spirit and open up about it. For the past 2.5 years, I've dedicated time to self improvement, working on my mental, physical, and emotional well being, often in solitude. At this point, my heart's desire is for every victim, including myself, to heal and live long, healthy, productive lives. I seek justice. So, with that big J word at the back, justice, that sounds like somebody looking for some reparations. I don't know, but I'm just saying. All right, hi Marlon. Let's see. Marlon says, let's see. I'm using my husband's profile. I am Natural Diva 3. I am here for it. All right, let's go. Keep it live in the chat, Miss Natural Diva 3. Anytime y'all have something to say, make sure y'all go ahead and join and let us know any comments or anything that you've heard surrounding these stories, because y'all know it gets pretty hot. And so Monet, she has never spoken out before, not that I am aware of. And so now she's saying that she's seen some things and she's willing to now talk about it. But we're gonna get into all that in a minute in our thoughts. But right now we're just gonna lay out the framework for everybody. So I told y'all we was gonna talk about some of the allegations that that have been said. And as y'all see, my alleged sign is going through because it is all alleged because Chris Stokes has not confirmed or acknowledged any of these allegations. So it all started with Raz B. So he is a former B2K member and he is the person on the left. So he came out a few years ago basically saying that Chris Stokes had actually abused him ever since he was a young boy. Now, I actually have a lot of the clips that he talked about, but because it's late, I'm not going to go ahead and play those. I am going to upload those in a video form though, and they are pretty graphic. So if we have any viewers, any chatty patties that's out there who really don't like to hear, all that X talk, then you might want to skip that video, or you could just play it in the background and just put your phone on mute because we do need them views, y'all. Okay, so we will go ahead and upload that tomorrow so that y'all can hear from his mouth what he was saying in regards to these allegations. And like I said, they are pretty graphic, so make sure no kids are around and we're gonna put on the rated R sign on that video. So Rasby came forward and said all these things was happening to him when he was a young boy. Now, in case y'all don't know, Raz B, he is the cousin of Chris Stokes. That's his second cousin because his mom is Chris Stokes' first cousin. So she was going through a lot of personal issues back in the day, and she signed over her parental rights to Chris Stokes when Rasby was about 11, and he ended up moving in with him. And so that's when all this kind of stuff began. So the next person who have come forward and acknowledged a lot of these things that happened to him is Ricky Romance. Now, who is Ricky Romance? I'm glad you asked. Ricky Romance is the older brother of Raz B. So he came forward as well, saying that things was happening to him that his brother didn't even know about. And in some of the videos that he was in, he kind of to me had some kind of um level of guilt and remorse because to me he kind of felt a little guilty because I guess the things that was going on with him, he felt like he couldn't protect his brother or he still allowed things to be happening. Y'all know how just sometimes when you are a victim, you do have you walk around with a lot of guilt and a lot of shame of things on a lot of different levels. And sometimes things are out of your control, but you still feel like you are at fault for a lot of things that's happening. So he again has given a lot of explicit details as to what was happening when he was younger. So moving on to Quentin Tarver. So Quentin Tarver, he was managed by Chris Stokes back in the day. He used to be a singer. And he may look familiar because he was on American Idol a few years ago or some years ago. And so a lot of things happened to him when he was a little boy underneath the leadership or underneath the supervision of Chris Stokes. Now we're gonna get into everything that was going on. And again, it was graphic. And we're gonna say who it was happening with according to them from their mouths. But y'all make sure that y'all tune in and be looking for the up and coming video because we will go ahead and release that. And he has his own story where he's telling everything that happened. Now, his story is a little different because with his story, he's saying that Chris Stokes did not actually do anything actual to him, but he had Marques Houston to actually do the actual acts. And he have a lot of graphic details to where he's saying that, oh yeah, if anybody has actually been involved with Marques Houston, go ahead and check out his, you know, testicle because he got a mole on one of them. And so that's kind of one of the ways that he's spoken out to prove it because um, Chris Stokes would basically pump Marques Houston up, and I don't think he had to pump him up too much, but he used to get him to actually do the actual acts, and he would basically watch and do his little thing. So that's why I told y'all, Raz B and Ricky Romance, they are brothers biologically, not no play brothers in the same house. So we act like brothers, they blood brothers. So Raz B, when he was telling his story and exposing the whole the whole thing, he wanted to let everything out. So as he got further into the years, he kind of dialed back to where he wanted to only talk about his own experience because he didn't feel like, it was right for him to speak on the people. But originally when he came out, he was very mad. So he was basically telling it all. So he went ahead and let everybody know that hey, it was Chris Stokes and it was Marcus Houston who actually abused me. Chris Stokes did it when I was younger. Then he ended up basically bringing Marcus Houston into play. Marcus Houston was groomed by him to then start doing it to other people. So who are the other people? In the middle, we have J Boogie Oogie Oogie. He goes by J Bug from B2K. And also on the far right, we have Lil Fizz. Lil Fizz is from B2K as well. But some people might know him in this generation from Love and Hip Hop. So these are some additional players that Raz B has named and listed to have been actually assaulted or involved with Chris Stokes. So Marcus Houston was groomed by Chris. Then Chris would then have him to do things to the other guys in the group. Now, y'all ain't gotta follow right now because I made a little diagram for y'all so that everybody could see who was doing what with who. So let's break it down. Cause y'all know we break it down, break it down. So we're gonna have the heavy hitters. Those the ones who are circled. We got Chris Stokes, who was um molesting. I guess that's a safe word. I hope it's a safe word. Um, the guy in the corner, that's Ricky Romance. Now he was doing it to Raz B, who was right next to him, and then he started grooming Marcus Houston, who is going down. All right. So then Raz B was made to do actual acts with J Boogie Oogie Oogie. Now the boy name really is J Bug, but we just having a little fun in the chat room. Y'all listening and paying attention. And I hope y'all press them like buttons so that we can get everybody to come into the chat room. All right. So Raz B was made to do some oral explicit things to J Boogie Oogie Oogie, and then J Boogie was made to do the same things to Chris. I mean to Raz B. Then Chris Stokes groomed Marcus Houston, and Marcus Houston was doing some things to Raz B. He was very well groomed, and he was the one who was made to do things with our dude over here on the left, Quindon, actually, and also Raz B said that things happened also to Lil Fizzy Izzy Izzy. So Lil Fizzy, he was actually made to um take it like a power bottom. That's how we're gonna describe it. Now, all of this is from the words of Raz B, except for the Quindon part because Quindon actually told his own story. And y'all need to look out for that tomorrow because we're gonna actually play those clips. So I hope y'all was able to follow that diagram. And if you are listening at some point, make sure that you pause it so that you can see because I drawed it all out for y'all. Y'all know I be trying to really have some production going, like your girl be trying to really give it to y'all, okay? I be, I don't be want to throw y'all anything. I want to have some good little content. So make sure you give your girl a like and anything else that you might want to leave. All right. So of course, just like everybody else, y'all know, uh, Chris Stokes. I'm gonna call him Stokey. Chris Stokey. He came in and of course he denied allegations at that time. Now he said all allegations that were made are false. Currently, um, he currently at that time managed Marques Houston and Omarion through his firm, the Ultimate Group Entertainment. He said, "I'm not gay. I'm married," because remember, this was years ago. I'm just breaking it down for y'all and taking y'all back to where we are now, to what she's confirming. Now she's saying that all this stuff that have been said in the past is true. So all this is past tense that we just living now in the present. Okay. And I have 4 kids. I've been with my wife for 16 years. They wasn't married that long, but they've been together for that long. And I am not a child molester. So he not Chester the molester, according to him. But according to Raz Beezy, baby, he been doing some things. All right. All right. And he said that he's gonna sue them. I ain't never seen no lawsuit and I ain't never heard nobody saying that they got sued. But we gonna get into that in a little while because some things were recanted. All right. And I owe that to my wife and kids, period. Now when you say period, that means you stand on business. Now they wasn't saying stand on business, but he didn't stand on business because no lawsuit came to play that I am aware of. And he said it's ridiculous. Now this statement was made in December of 2007. All right, y'all. I hope y'all follow me, and I hope that y'all are liking the content. Make sure that you give us a thumbs up and chat with us in the comments so that we can shout you out and so that we can let everybody know what you have to say. All right. So, like I told y'all, some things started to be recanted after a while. So, Raz Beezy came back and he said, "This is the Mario Thornton. That's his legal name, publicly known as Raz B of B2K." Um, um, okay. So he was saying that basically, the truth is about Chris Stokes. He did a video and he solemnly was looking through Thornton. This was them describing basically what he was doing on camera. And I actually tried to find a video and I couldn't, but I'm gonna still look before I put that other video out. So he was saying through the video, it was called "The Truth About Chris Stokes B2K Part 3." I would like to send a public apology for some tapes that were leaked without my authority. I just wanted to say that the allegations are not true with Chris Stokes and Marcus Houston. He would like to apologize for any hurt that it may have caused publicly and financially. Now, this was released again in December 2007. Now, as y'all heard, he said that he would like to apologize for any hurt and financial problems that it caused. So, y'all know he's saying that, okay, this probably hurt them business wise, financially. So, what y'all think he ended up getting? He probably ended up getting paid some type of financial compensation in order to make that statement. Now, um, Chris Stokey Okie Okie, he came through and he was like, basically, he was glad that Raz B and Ricardo Thornton realized their mistake and admitted to lying. He said, although Ricardo Thornton is standing by his claims, I have always supported my family and have always been a stand up person. I knew that the truth would eventually come out. So Ricardo, Ricky Romance, Ricky, who would take the girls and twirl them on the floor. I guess I'm just saying because Ricky Romance. Ricardo, he told MTV News that basically he's standing on business. He said what he said. He ain't taking it back, and that's that. And he think that his brother was basically coerced to say something different. And he said that his younger brother, he didn't speak to him for more than a day or so, which is pretty unusual. And he predict that Rasby will come back around because basically he know his little bro, and they already been talking, and he know what the deal is. Also, when Quindon was giving some of his story as to what was happening, him and Raz B basically was able to confirm things happening because they um they basically related. They was able to say give some of the description as to what things were happening to them at the time, as well as like the locations. So like the locations of the bedroom, giving descriptions of the room, giving descriptions of things that they seen, things that they used to do, stuff like that. And they had never talked to each other before. So all that is on video, and we will be going over that in the actual video that I upload tomorrow. So we are on Marques Houston, y'all, and I'm sorry I went too fast. So y'all know Marques Houston, he's said to be a part of the grooming process, right? Because he was groomed by Stokey. Stokey came in, groomed him at a young age while he was in Immature. Y'all remember the Immature band group? It was him, LDB, which is Lil Drummer Boy, and Romeo. I think that was his name or whatever. So he became basically a groomer himself, and he ended up getting with a girl named Mia, Maya. No, her name is Mia, but it's really Miana, and she a very pretty girl. But the thing about it is, she is 20 years his junior, right? That's how I go, right? Like, yeah, he's 20 years her senior, she's 20 years his junior. So they got engaged while she was 19 and got married when she was 20. So he made sure that whenever they basically came forward talking about their engagement, to say that they did not start talking until they was 18. But y'all know the internet, brothers and sisters, they don't just take your word for stuff. They got to go looking and digging. And so they ended up finding out that Mia, who is the one on the left, was friends with the girl who was behind her named Chrissy. What's Chrissy's last name? Stokes. So her and Chrissy was friends, and they was friends for a long time. So basically people were saying that Chris Nim was hiding your girl Mia in the cut for her to get 18 so that Marcus could get with her. Because at some point Mia started living with the Stokes because she, y'all, was a runaway. Yes, y'all, she was a runaway. So when she was living with them, she became basically again best friends with Chrissy Stokes. And Chrissy Stokes is almost 3 years her senior too. So I mean that's not really a big deal. You can still be best friends with somebody, but again, she was living in these people's house for years because she was a runaway that was reported at the age of 15. Now they have a whole lot of more details as it relates to this story that I'm not gonna get into. Actually, should have got the guy's name because he was saying that it was reported when she had turned 18. I mean 15. I'm sorry, but she was actually like 12 or something like that when she ran away. But she was 15 when she was reported to be missing. So at some point, she was given away, or the rights were taken from her birth mom when she was younger, and she ended up getting an adoptive family, and she ended up running away from Oregon, which is where she was placed, and going back to California to go be with her birth mom. And that is how she kind of got entangled in with the Stokes because it said that her birth mom actually had worked for Chris Stokes and his family at some point, and that's how they ended up knowing her, and she ended up kind of getting placed in a custody again because y'all, her birth mom had no rights to her because she lost them for whatever reason. So it's not like she could do a whole lot. So during this whole period of her running away, she just kind of went underneath the radar and was listed as missing, and probably really still listed as missing because she ain't never really acknowledged that she was the girl who everybody is known to be said as missing. So I tried to do a little close up so that we can see her face. And y'all let me know if that's the same girl. So this is what she looks like now, and this is the pictures that we just saw on the missing child's report. So can y'all see that to be the same girl? And I kind of twisted it too so y'all can see her little face moving to the side. Now she did have some braces before, so imagine her smile to be a little or a lot different. And her hair, of course, now she has money, so it's fixed. But can y'all see it? Let me know. Type in one if it's a yes. Type in two if it's a no. Remember, this girl, she was missing for years, and she did not come out publicly until, and I'm not saying she didn't come out publicly like from the house or whatever, but basically she wasn't publicly known or anything until she became the wife of Marcus Houston. So when this all came out, y'all, of course, Marcus Houston, he took to the internet to explain some things because y'all know that R. Kelly stuff was real, and people are now really starting to be very boisterous on how a lot of the black men and just men in general, but I'm saying black because that's a part of the community that we're a part of, and that's the stories that we report, the African American culture. Uh, that is the people that we are looking at on the internet is like, hey, these young girls are being groomed, and these men are doing things predatorial to them. And a lot of times it's not, we didn't see it for a long time because it was cultural for it to be happening, meaning like, some people, they would know things like this are going on but wouldn't say anything. And now people are speaking up online saying like, hey, that's gross, we shouldn't be doing it, we shouldn't be accepting it, and these people need to be exposed because these young girls are ruining their lives, so to say. Maybe not all of them, but for the most part, a lot of them are ruining their lives being with these older men because they lose a lot of their youthhood. And y'all see the things that like happen with Cassie. They get into these lives and into these lifestyles with these rich and famous people, and it end up not having such a good outcome. So he ended up taking to his Instagram to explain how him and his wife met allegedly. Now I'm gonna go ahead and remove this banner so that we can read the full comment. But again, all of it is still allegedly the whole entire story. So with all that's going on in the world, my I can't see because behind the scenes they got stuff up, so I can't really see. I guess my life shouldn't be a topic, but since it is, let me give y'all the facts so y'all don't have to allow that was that was public. I say because at the time they was engaged. My fiance and I felt with the situation I needed to speak before. I felt like I needed to speak because this is not music or television. This is my family, my future wife, and my life. I met Mia in 2018. We're gonna put quote unquote through a mutual friend. Now that mutual friend is the Stokes. Okay. Never before then did I ever know she existed. Now the people is saying yeah right, and I'm gonna say yeah right too because remember he has known Chris Stokes and the Stokes family for a very long time because he was a part of Immature, and that's, I believe that Chris Stokes was a part of that because Marcus Houston kind of, I believe, had a hand in shaping the B2K career too. Now, I could be wrong on that. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe so. If I'm wrong, please let me know in the comments. But he been knowing that Stokes family for a long time. So if she was um friends with your girl and them and living with them since she was a runaway, he had to have known that girl for a long time. So the fact that she was listed on one of our films was a misprint or someone being messy. Anyone can post on IMDb GM. And there's no way someone that young could even work on a film set in a position as an art director because the position requires years of experience. Now, that's BS too. We're gonna call that because really nepotism that's what everybody in the game for. Everybody want to have that nepotism so they can bring the people on. If I'm in a position where I can put my kids on is where you gonna be because I want you to get the experience if that's the kind of work that you want to do, and we're gonna start to make a name for yourself. Especially in these films that he's talking about, him and Chris Stokes, they own it. So they can really do anything they want to do. Okay. So Mia is like a daughter to Chris Stokes because we are all like family. Being a Jehovah Witness, we all showcase true love like family. So yes, y'all, they are all Jehovah's Witness. And it's some things that with that faith, like if say for instance, if she was in that faith before knowing them and she was going to their kingdom hall, and at the kingdom hall she kind of had put it out there that she was homeless or something like that. Like it is within their faith for them to take care of each other. So that could be a way that they started to know each other because in one of her interviews that she did say that that's how she met Chrissy, basically, like through one of the programs that they had, I guess, like at the Kingdom Hall, one of their little annual events or whatever. So that part is very customary to them taking them in. And so I don't know if that's why people sometimes, can view the religion as like, cultish, because like people kind of say like they recruit, they have like this kind of system, but that is the way that they take care of each other because, within their faith, they believe that, you got to help yours, right? So I can't see what that said because I have stuff on the back of my screen. So something is Chris' real daughter. So Chrissy Morales became friends with Mia in 2018. Now I didn't know that her last name was different. I thought she was Chrissy Stokes. Oh, you know what? Her last name had changed because she got married. So Morales, she is married to he looked like he Hispanic. So they was friends in 2018 where we all first met Maya at the Jehovah's Witness convention. It was then that Chrissy and Maya became friends. Maya and I didn't start dating until she was an adult. So he ain't saying that he ain't know her. He's just saying that they ain't started dating officially, yeah, right, until she was 18. So to me, if Chris Stokes was my father figure and my best friend, because him and Marcus Houston call themselves best friends, like I would kind of tell him like tread lightly with that one. Like that's not a good look. But when you kind of have these predatorial ways, you kind of let anything fly because if I'm if I'm being a father figure to this young girl who really haven't really been exposed to life, I know, yeah, you got yourself together, but at the same time, you a whole man. Like, dog, you 38 and she only 18. So what could you possibly, you know, besides financially do for her as she learn and equip herself through life? Now, I will say also within the Jehovah's Witness faith, you do have to date like Jehovah Witness to Jehovah Witness. But I mean, they go to Kingdom Hall, I'm sure in LA. So they had a lot of qualifying sisters that he could have had his eye on, but like they say, baby, he was waiting for her to turn 18 so he can put a stamp on it and come out on Instagram like, hey, I love you. But I digress. All right. My dad Michael loves her, and the people I am closest to all love her as well. Most importantly, we have Jehovah's blessing. There's so much more to be concerned about in the world than creating rumors about me. No one ever gets facts anymore. They just run with the stories. But hey, I guess that's I guess it comes with the territory. So to all the rumors about me, none of it is true. And that's the story. No twists, no turns, no scandals, just true love. There is nothing that can come to light because there's no darkness in my life. We want the truth. I don't have anything to hide. So if you're waiting for something else, you will be waiting forever. Please, people, something, staying safe through this pandemic and continue fighting for what you believe in as long as it is true justice and the fight is with love, not hate, because we all matter to God. And I put God first in all things. I love all who support me and thank you. I won't let you down. I love y'all. Peace and love, MH. So that was his statement in regards to everyone taking the issue to him being with Mia, who was again 20 years his junior, which is a drastic difference for someone who's basically just coming out of high school. So they allegedly was dating for a year, I guess, before they actually got married. Which again, that's not too bad because usually people who are very religious they do marry fast because if you are practicing biblical biblical if you're living your life biblically, it's certain things that you cannot do like fornicating and stuff like that. So a lot of times people who are very spiritual they do date are married fairly quickly. So them marrying quickly wasn't necessarily an issue. The issue was again the age difference and the fact that this girl was a missing runaway, a missing teen who all of a sudden just sprung on people's timeline because they was with you. So throughout it all and through the months after they ended up having their first child, he ended up doing an interview and he ended up getting a lot of backlash for some of the stuff that he had to say because people were still taking issue to the fact that he's with this very young girl. Now, even though they married at the time, it still don't change the facts that the facts is the facts. In fact, it's just fact. And so they were still talking about it, and he ended up having an interview with Page Six. And so he ended up again catching a whole lot of backlash because some of the comments that he made in regards to a lot of the women who he would be dating if he dated people who was his age. So y'all take a listen to this interview that he did with Page Six.
In me and interested in my wife and so interested, but what can we create so what we can run with because he doesn't give us anything, so I think that's a lot of the reason why people make up stuff too because they just can't get it from me. She's everything that I saw myself being in a relationship with. Yeah, okay, I'm 41, right? She's 22. I could have married a 41-year-old woman and it could have been disastrous. They could have felt like, because I'll sit and talk to women and women that are my age, and they kind of have a different outlook on life. A lot of women my age are very independent. They are very like, I don't need a man to do this for me because I could do this for myself. And I come from a generation that I'm very, very, love to provide for my wife. I love to provide for my woman. And I'm very in that generation, like the old days, I would never want to be with a woman that felt like, oh, I don't need you or I don't, what I'm saying, like that. So, and there's a lot of women my age. I've dated women my age and, they may have baggage, they may have kids, they may have not, it's just, there's so many different women that I've dated throughout my life. And this just so happened to be the one that caught my heart.
What was some like red flags? Like, no, you're out. No, like a red flag. He's like, I'm done. Next.
Red flag for me always if a woman had a kid. Nothing against single women, single mothers with children. I respect them. I love them. I feel like that's one of the toughest jobs to raise a child and to also raise a child by yourself and to be a woman. 100% tip my hat. Respect to the women that are raising children on their own. But just with me, for when I grew up, I never really wanted kids. And, I would talk to my dad a lot and he would always tell me, look, have your own kids because you never want to have You don't know what the baby daddy's about. So if you're gonna have kids, make sure as a woman that they never had kids before, you can have your own. So I kind of like stuck to that. So that was always my red flag. But then that's a personal choice.
Right.
That was my personal red flag. And a woman with an attitude. Like, just, I don't like women with attitudes, with funky attitudes and my wife is complete opposite of that. She's so sweet. Like, everybody that meets her falls in love with her. She's a people person. She loves everybody. She loves my whole family. She embraced my lifestyle. And that was another thing. A red flag for me was a woman that didn't embrace my lifestyle, because I have a huge life. I have all these people that I know that are my family. I have all this extended family. I have a career. I'm always gone. I'm always busy. And to find a woman that could embrace all of that and say, "Bring it on," that was a deal for me with Maya, because she was just like.
So that was him basically explaining why he not dating a woman his age, because he had all of these preferences, where he didn't want someone who previously had kids, and they could have possibly been coming to the table with a lot of baggage, and I'm guessing maybe have been divorced and possibly had kids with baby mama or baby daddy drama or what have you. So that's kind of the things that made him want somebody, quote unquote, a lot younger, because they possibly wouldn't have had that stuff going on. But again, that was something that he kind of got dragged for, because we know that that's not the case. I mean, hell, kids having babies when they 16 out here. So he could have been with somebody, been with a young girl who had some of the same baggage that he was claiming that he didn't want. But again, he knew this girl. He knew where she came from, meaning with the Stokes, and he had a lot of information. And so he was able to basically get in there before she ended up getting into the world and really experiencing life. So, y'all, this is Chris Stokes and his daughter. Now, she is the daughter of Monye as well, but she is really seen as like a daddy's girl. So she may have some kind of issues with her actual mom, because y'all know once it came out, baby, I went on everybody Instagram to see what everybody had to see. So Chris, he just going on like life as usual. Raz B, he he out here doing podcasts with B2K members, everybody except for Omarion. So he ain't really has nothing to say, I guess, because the bag is good. Marcus, he ain't saying nothing. Your girl Mia, she young, so she probably just listening to what he say, so she ain't saying nothing. And so Chrissy, she was really the only one who had something to post. And when you kind of look at the dynamics of the relationship between her and her dad, they seem to be very close. And so, of course, y'all know some stuff that she posted could seem a little cryptic, where she ended up posting, "Money is numbers, and numbers never end. If it takes money to be happy, your search for happiness will never end." So when I saw this being posted, hours after that tweet came out, or that Instagram post came out, I really kind of took it as maybe she was saying or implying that her mom wants money, which is why she's out here putting out quote unquote lies, because y'all know that's what she gonna say. And of course, she retweeted a picture of her dad while he's out on set, because again, I told y'all he basically transitioned from doing music to doing films. So he do a whole lot of films for like BT Plus, Tubi, um, um, like urbanflix.com, what something like that. So he has a lot of things on the film, in the film world, through entertainment. And so she posted that, and to me, that's like her standing 10 toes down. Like, yep, that's my daddy. He ain't letting this take him down, because he's still moving on. Because this picture, the caption actually read, "Set life is the best life." And so when you think about that, it's like we moving on. Ain't nothing about to stop us. And because he posted that, what, 4 days ago, she actually just reposted it. So that to me says a lot about where her and her mom probably stand. Because if you had a good relationship, in my opinion, with both parents, a lot of time in things like this, you don't take sides, like, because you want things to be pretty neutral because of the dynamics. Like, you don't want to rock the boat, and you don't want to call your mom a lie, and you don't want to say that your dad is guilty. So to me, this is definitely standing 10 toes down and standing on business. I'm standing on business. Y'all know I finally realized where they come from. Uh, that's your boy. Oh, I don't forgot his name. He the comedian, but business. He the one who said it like that. So of course, y'all, I went through and started. I told y'all I was going through everybody's Instagram account, and Moye, that's where she first originally ended up posting what she posted about Chris Stokes, and so she ended up deleting her whole entire account. And I just kept checking back, and she eventually reactivated it, but again took down all her posts because now she has no posts. So could she possibly have been threatened to take it down, or maybe threatened with a cease and desist, or could she may have used the information that she knew as a way to get his attention, to say like, hey, I could talk and I could say more. You better watch out, kind of thing. Especially when you pair it with what her daughter posted. Now, this is not to say that she's not going to say anything, but she definitely ain't standing on business, because if you said what you said and you meant what you said, and you really healing like you said, and going through this improvement process like you said, I don't understand or see why you would take it down, especially if it's the truth and it's not motivated by money or anything of ill intent. But hey, that's not to say that it didn't happen, but then you start to question the motives as to why it was put out in the first place, but then taken down. And of course, also, what parts was she confirming? Was she confirming the actual allegations with not only what Raz B said, but also Quindon? So is that confirming that Marcus Houston is a pedophile as well, and a groomer, because she did hashtag his name. So to me, when she did that, because she didn't hashtag Raz B and he was the person who came out, or Quindon, she hashtag Marcus Houston. And to me, that aligned both of them to be in the same boat and to expose both of them. Because again, she was confirming the allegations that was out there. Now, y'all, this is just a picture that I put up in here. We getting to the end. Well, I thought it was weird. Now we know that, like I told y'all, Chris Stokes and Marcus Houston, they stay and call themselves best friends. So I was going through trying to do some, investigative work so I could come and bring y'all a good show. And when I was researching his kids, he had four. And of the four, this was one of the ones that came up. Now it didn't say it was his child, but looking at the face, his face looked very much like Chrissy. Um, and look at the child name. Y'all see his name is Marcus Stokes. Now, y'all, I find that to be weird. I don't know about y'all, because people not really around here naming a child after their best friend, unless like they passed away or something like that. That's usually one of the only ways that somebody would name their actual child after another man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was starting to it gave me a little creep vibes. And that's y'all know that's Martin and Tisha Campbell when they was talking about creep. That's what it was giving me. Because no man don't do that. Like, for real. Like, you might name it after your daddy, even if y'all got different names or something like that. Maybe even, I don't know, maybe Martin Luther King. But I mean, somebody who you alleged to have had relations with, and that's your best friend, quote unquote. I don't know. I ain't buying it. Nah, y'all. If y'all ain't looking at the screen, pick your phone up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and check this out. So this is one of the pictures that was also on the internet. And lo and behold, if you looking at it, you'll see that that is Marques Houston in the bed with another young gentleman. I don't know if that's somebody from Immature, but I know this is Immature days because of the hairstyle. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that could look like it's LDB, but I don't want to put that out there because I'm not entirely sure. But it is another young man, and they is in the drawers. Now, if y'all look at the arrows, I pointed to know it's not just one boy in the bed with him, with his shirt off and in his drawers. It's a total of three of them. Look at the feet. So his feet is going one way. The guy in the middle, that's his 2 feet right there, and then they got some feet on the end, and you can't see too much past his ankles, but he ain't got no pants on. Okay, so y'all, that's what I have for y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this headline. Thank y'all so much for engaging. If y'all have anything else to add this story, make sure you leave it for me in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think that possibly Monier wanted some type of attention, or do y'all think that maybe she was threatened to take this down? Now, with everybody being exposed these days, you never know what's happening in the background. You never know what's happening in the background. So let me know what y'all think. Give me all y'all thoughts. Do y'all think that is actually um possibly from some grooming tactics that happened to Marcus Houston that caused him to seem to be have groomed his current wife? What do y'all think? Give me y'all opinions. I need to know. Um do y'all think that Raz B, him recanting his statements, make a difference in what you believe based off of some of the allegations that have been made? I want to know it all. Y'all, thank y'all so much for joining me live behind the headlines. Sorry for being late. Y'all, make sure y'all go ahead, subscribe to the channel, like and share this video. We are almost at 2,000 subscribers. Thank y'all so much. Get us there. Y'all know we're going for 2,000, 5,000, and beyond. So share with everyone that you know so they can become an official Chatty Patty lover. And I promise they're gonna love it because I'm loving it and you loving it. Y'all know I like to be silly, especially this time of night. Baby, they're gonna be numbing like it's McDonald's when we bring them all of the news that's going on. Also, y'all make sure that you turn on your notification bells so that y'all know when we drop our next video and we go live. Y'all, that's going to be all for now. Talk to you later. Until next time. Bye bye.